of being more defensive and dismissive towards Megyn Kelly than the two male moderators. So we've asked body language expert Susan Constantine to join us now via Skype. Susan, thanks so much for being here. The drama started during that debate, but I first want to talk about the bloody comment. I'm going to play that for you again, and then we'll talk about it.
She gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. And, you know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
What do you think? What's your sense when you hear that? What do you think he meant?
Well, people say what they think, and here's what I'm going to look at. It's number one, I'm not going to get involved in my emotional feelings. I'm going to look at this more forensically as if I were examining him in a courtroom. What I'm looking at, based on my research and my skills, is that he was withholding what he really wanted to say. That's the reason why you heard this pause and this hesitation. When that occurs is because there's this internal conflict of what I'm thinking and what I'm going to say. That's what causes the stop and the start. So he meant exactly what he said. In addition to, he was withholding what he wanted to say, but didn't say it.
All right, I want to play a clip from the debate, and then we'll talk about that. Take a listen. Do we have the debate?
You once told a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice it would be a pretty picture to see her on her knees.
Honestly, Megyn, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
You know, Susan, again, people saying he seemed more defensive. What do you think when you hear what he says?
And that's what he does. He dismisses it, and then what he does is he turns around and uses these tactics called third-person gimmicks. He kind of pushes it away and becomes his own, he's fighting for his own self. But basically what I heard him say was he was not sorry. There was no sorriness or remorse that was in his voice, and if you would have heard it in his voice and he meant it, you would have also seen it in his facial expressions, and it wasn't. It was just saving face. He didn't mean a word at all.
Well, and what's interesting is I'm wondering if that's why his numbers continue to rise, because he doesn't say he's sorry. Susan Constantine, thanks a lot for joining us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
That, to me, Yaz, is perhaps the most disheartening part of it, is that the more outlandish his behavior, the more he seems to be positively reinforced based on his poll figures.
Yeah, and we don't have the latest numbers after the debate, so we'll
get
those, and then we'll talk more about it, obviously, when that happens.
All right, let's get to our shares. Today, I was talking about, you remember the movie Up?